AM 630.
WMAL. I feel like busting loose. Busting loose. Give me the bridge now.
It's Chuck Brown, the father of Go-Go, who passed away at the age of 75. A music legend in this town, and we have asked former Mayor Marion Barry, now council member for Ward 8, to come on the program today to talk about the legacy of Chuck Brown. Marion Barry, how are you today?
Wonderful, fantastic.
Well, talk about Chuck Brown and what he meant not only to the music scene but also to this community.
Well, first of all, let me thank you all for having me on. Chuck Brown and I met probably about 35, maybe 45 years ago. I had an organization called Pride Incorporated. We had about 1,000 young men out cleaning streets and alleys. We finally started owning businesses, etc. And every week, somebody was in town, Temptations or the Four Tops or anybody else. We would invite them about once a week so the guys could see success and could, hear good music, etc. And so I invited Chuck Brown. He had been incarcerated for some time. He'd been out about 3 years, I guess. Took to each other. I saw his humanity. I saw his genius in his music. And so he put Go-Go on the national, local, international map. It's a unique sound, unique to D.C. Now, I don't think that Chuck was the originator of Go-Go as such, because you had Northeast Groovers and Ray Essence and a group out of Barry Farms who were beating buckets, just taking these white buckets and beating them. Mm-hmm. But Chuck Brown took it to a higher level in terms of Go-Go. The other thing about Chuck Brown, I was talking with Chairman Brown about this yesterday. At one point we had a lot of Go-Go music going on in the District of Columbia, but it always attracted fights and shootings and etc. Mm-hmm. And we had to ban Go-Go in the District of Columbia because we couldn't have that kind of stuff going on. But Chuck Brown was the only Go-Go musician and band that could play anywhere in the district, anywhere in Prince George's, anywhere, and not one fight break out, not one altercation breaks out, which was a testament to the respect that even the guys on the streets had for Chuck Brown. And that's very, very important. The other thing, Chuck was a genius in terms of music. He could go from jazz to gospel to hip-hop. In fact, you listen to some of his songs. He did a jazz, Take the A-Train, I think it was, and also gospel. He goes to hip-hop. He goes to rock and roll. And he goes to Go-Go. Well, I'm not here to do any reggae, but he's a great humanitarian. I remember about 3 or 4 months ago, I asked Chuck to do a concert for me for my campaign. He said, sure. We've been to dinner a whole bunch of times. He said, sure. Now, we've got union scale for the other guys, but I want to donate my time free. I said, okay, we'll work it out. So I called him back about 2 or 3 weeks later. I heard he wasn't feeling well. And right before the CIAA big tournament in Charlotte, and he was bemoaning the fact he couldn't go. He would disappoint his fans. But he was just a very sensitive, giving back kind of individual.
I heard somebody say this morning, Mr. Mayor, I don't know if you agree with this, that Washington is the Redskins and Chuck Brown. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. There'd be some others to be added, but
would you put your name up there too?
Absolutely, I would. About all the things we've done in this town, but this is Chuck Brown's day, and I think we ought to give him. I talked to Karita last night, one of his daughters, and I think we ought to try to have it at the Verizon Center, at homegoing.
Sure.
So that thousands and thousands of people could come. I was talking to Mike DeBonis on the phone yesterday about Chuck Brown, and he said, well, the Verizon Center is not owned by the city. I said, you think I don't know that? And you think I don't know that there are thousands of people in this town who contribute money to make this happen? And so I'm going to talk further with them about that. My prayers, my condolences, my sympathies go out to the family, to his wife, and to his children, and to all those around him who he loved. He was a beautiful, and in fact, I was in a Go-Go with him, a video, just a short part. I think I did about 4 or 5 seconds.
I was going to ask you, did you ever get a chance to sing or jam with Chuck Brown on stage?
Yeah, I've done that too. He sings Sunday Monday, where they call this Sunday Monday. And so one time we were at a place. I said, "Check, let me get in on this," and we did that. And we danced at the Stone Soul picnic. I didn't sing, but I danced with him. We went, we were just good friends. He was a wonderful human being. I loved him, and the city is going to be missed. We miss him very much. But the music goes on.
All right,
One thing that death can't stop. It can't stop the music, like it couldn't stop Michael Jackson. It couldn't stop Whitney Houston. It couldn't stop any of those who have gone on.
Well,
death can't stop the music.
Our time is running short, Mr. Mayor, and I want to thank you so much for joining us. Look,
I appreciate you for doing this.
Well, I just want to say one other thing before you go, is that there are some issues that we would love to discuss with you. Today it's about Chuck Brown. This doesn't seem like the place or time to go into other issues, but would you come back and visit with us again, because we have some other stuff we'd just be dying to talk to you about.
Yeah, well, get your person to call my office.
All right.
I'm not going to know on the radio because it'll be besieged. But you can look on the website.
All right.
Council website and get my number.
All right.
I'd love to come.
We'll have our people call your people. Marion Barry, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us here on WMAL.